Hey y'all, welcome to Warriors World, and this is our first review for Survival of the Thickest, y'all. I am super excited. Now, this is a Netflix series, of course. Hold on one second, because my camera is dirty, and I didn't notice it until I got here on the live. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So we are doing Survival of the Thickest, y'all. And so, pardon my hair. I'm still trying to figure this head out. I'm actually waiting to get a deep washing condition because I need to trim my dead ends, but this is what my head be looking like, y'all. It be having a little pattern to it, so I be trying. But anyways, on to what we're here to talk about. We are doing the first review of Survival of the Thickest. This is a Netflix series. Here is the full cast of this show, y'all. They've done an amazing job. So it has to star Miss Michelle Boutois, and I know I said that wrong, but forgive me, who plays Mavis, the main character. We have Tasha Smith, who plays her best friend Marley. We have Tony Bell, who plays Khalid, which is also one of her best friends. Felix, who plays India, which is the love interest of Khalid. We have Lucas. I don't want to say his first name wrong. I'm so sorry. Garcelle Bouvet, of course. And we have Taylor Seal, who plays Jacques. And we have Michelle, okay, who plays Avery. So this is a nice cast, y'all. This was a really, really good show. I really enjoyed it thus far. What I've watched, I've got through all 8 episodes, and the whole season was great. So I hope that they come through with a second season. But this season, this first season was amazing. I decided to recap this show, Survival of the Thickest. I'm one of the thick people out here. Shout out to the thick people. Woo woo. And so, being a thickums, you have different obstacles in life that people who are not thick don't have or don't see on a regular basis. Okay, so we're going to start this review off. I have dropped the link down in the comment section, so if you would like to come up, feel free to come up, share your thoughts and opinions on this first part 1 and 2 episode. So we're going to go ahead and jump into part 1 real quick, okay, and get into Survival of the Thickest. So part 1, we open up meeting Mavis. Now, Mavis is a fashion designer. She's an up and coming fashion designer. She's currently working with a another fashion designer who is the lead fashion designer on this specific photo shoot that they're working on. So Jacques, which is Mavis's boyfriend. Mavis's boyfriend is the photographer for this photo shoot, okay? And so, Mavis is running around trying to get the perfect look, trying to get the perfect outfits together for this photo shoot, okay? Now, Mavis wants to be big in this world. She wants to create clothes that not the clothes don't wear you. She wants you to wear the clothes. She wants you to feel so comfortable in these clothes, no matter what you look like, what you feel like, how you sound. She just wants you to feel comfortable in the clothing that she makes, okay? So, we're at the photo shoot, and Mavis is running around trying to get clothes for the head stylist of this photo shoot. And in between that, we meet her boyfriend, Jacques. Now, like I said, Jacques is the photographer for this photo shoot. And so, her and Jacques, they're in love and they've been together. I want to say it was 5 years they've been together. They're doing their thing, okay? So the photo shoot wasn't going well because the director just wasn't feeling the fashions that the lead stylist was pulling. And so, Jock called upon Mavis's help. Mavis jumped in and just started bringing life to the photo shoot, okay? And one thing I love about Mavis is her optimism and her positive spirit. She was always optimistic about everything through this whole show, and she tried her best to keep a positive spirit. And when she didn't have a positive spirit, she surrounded herself with people who had that positive spirit to uplift her in her down moments, okay? Hey, Sheila Mack, welcome to the building. I'm so glad you decided to join me today. Y'all let me know in the comment section if you have watched this show, okay? So, she is, doing her thing at the photo shoot. And so Jacques speaks to the head director, Sydney, and tells Sydney, Mavis is a fashion designer. She makes her own clothes. I think it'll be really good if we work on the next project together. Well, she said, let's set up a meeting. We'll have a meeting and I'll, look at Avis's projects. Well, as she goes on with her day, Mavis is, an assistant, fashion assistant to the lead stylist. She comes home for her break, okay? She comes home in between errands doing stuff. And, she's talking to her best friend, Khalil. And so Khalil, is, still doing his thing out here in this world. Khalil's single. He's an artist. So they're just having casual conversation. Well, Mavis goes to the bathroom, and as she, looks around the corner, boom, her man Jacques is cheating on her with some skinny chick. They are in their bed, screwing down, bumping and grinding, doing what they do. Okay, y'all. Mavis instantly got upset. She jumped off the toilet. She runs over to the bed and she goes and attacks Jacques. Okay. Well, then the side chick says, "Don't hurt him. He didn't, da 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 da." She looks at the side chick and start beating up the side chick. So this was just very a low moment for Mavis, because Mavis was not thinking that her man, she was gonna catch her man laying in the bed with a skinny chick, with another chick, but let alone a skinny chick on top of that. Okay, so this chick is like 5 times smaller than her, and it makes, in my opinion, because it would have made it would have made me feel insecure. It made Mavis feel insecure about the whole ordeal. You can already tell that Mavis was not very secure in her fashions. She was trying to come up, in the world. She was trying to, make things happen for herself and become this fashion icon, that she really wanted to be. But unfortunately, sorry, y'all, I was looking for some pictures to show. So here's Mavis, here's Mavis and her man right here, okay? I wish I had let me see if I can get a better picture of her and Jacques together. Doesn't look like we have one. Let's see. Can't find a picture of her and Jacques together, but yes, Mavis is just like, what? This is insane. Like, how could you do this to me? Okay. So Mavis then calls her best friend over, and that is Khalil. Khalil, comes to help Mavis pack her things and move out, because Mavis is like, I don't want to be with this man. I don't want to stay with this man. Like, he's disgusting. He's cheated on me. And I don't feel comfortable. Okay. So Mavis and Khalid are there packing up her stuff, and Khalil has to have a little conversation with Mavis, like, sis, he cheated on you. You are a great girl. You have great talents, and you don't need this man. You can go out here and do your own thing, right? So, in the midst of their pep talk, Jacques walks in to try to apologize to Avis, to try to keep Avis from leaving and all of that. Well, it doesn't work, right? So, Mavis sits down and tells Jacques, I'm moving on. You cheated on me. We've been together for 5 years. I've helped get you through your career. I've helped you grow, helped you be successful. And you're not any better than I am. You cheated on me. So, she walks out the door and she leaves to start her new life as a single woman. Okay. So she moves from NYC all the way to Brooklyn. Okay. So she goes from city life, living in the nice high rise, living that life, to the slums of the Bronx, of Brooklyn, excuse me. She goes to the slums of Brooklyn. Okay. And she moves in with a complete stranger on top of that. Okay. So her new roommate, her name is Jade. And so Khalil, shows up alongside with her, and they are just confused. They are like, the house is a mess. It's like stuff everywhere. It's just not. It was a complete opposite of what Mavis was used to. And that's the thing. It's like when you move out of certain situations in your life, it's always, to me, this is my opinion, the complete opposite of what you used to. Because in order to grow, you can't be in the same place, excuse me, that you used to be in. You have to kind of get a different scenery, get different people, just it has to be all different for me in order for you to start your new journey. So, she started from scratch in the slums, down in the root, okay? So she moves in. This new neighbor is no her new roommate is nosy. She's loud, all up in her business, and Mavis is just like, how the heck am I going to make this work? Okay. So Mavis goes out to the bar that night because Mavis is in her feelings. She just got broken up with. This guy Jacques, who she thought she was gonna spend the rest of her life with, has cheated on her. So she's like, I gotta go have a drink, okay? So she runs out to have a drink, and she ends up meeting a new one of her old friends from back in the day. And I believe I wrote his name down in here somewhere, y'all. So please forgive me, but he is a friend, okay, a old friend. They sat down, they drink, they catch up, and so they get to dancing and having a good time. And she's talking to him about being a fashion designer, and she has the opportunity to go meet with Sydney tomorrow, who is the lead director, and she's super excited, about being the lead on this, the lead stylist on this photo shoot, right? Well, of course, this man get the spitting game and talking to her good, and so they having a good old time. She twerking in the court, in the club, just having a great time. Well, twerking in the club and a few drinks lead to the bedroom. Okay, so they go back to her place, and apparently, Mavis can't hold her liquor too well, and she ends up getting sick. So she gets sick and, goes to the bathroom, handles that. She comes back and she's like, I'm sorry, I'm newly single. I'm trying to figure all of this out. And he's pretty much like, you good, girl? Like, I love this. You are being yourself. To me, it gave off the energy that he's always had a crush on her, but he's just never, sorry, y'all, my head is bothering me. He's never had an opportunity to really like show that, I guess, if you may. So, he, ends up, going on and doing the do with her, right? So the next morning, Mavis wakes up and she realized that she made a bad decision, okay? She's struggling to tell him that it was a one night stand. She really didn't mean to. She's talking to her roommate, Jade, like, how did this happen? He ends up being a maintenance man. He's fixing stuff for her. He didn't put a bookcase up. He didn't put her bed together after they done slept together. So he doing stuff for her, which made her feel even worse because she's like, this is not what I want. I didn't mean to be with this man. I was just, got drunk, had a bad night, and slept with him. So she goes to tell him, you're a sweet guy, you're awesome, but this was a mistake. I didn't mean to sleep with you. And sometimes in life, when we go through stuff, I can attest to say that there have been many times that, I've done things, with people that I shouldn't have, and it was just out of hurt or out of anger or just confusion, and had to break it to him like, this ain't what you thought it was. This was just a little, I had a moment, and it is what it is. Well, I'm thinking that this man is gonna flip out, cuss her out, all of that. He runs and hugs her and was like, thank you for your honesty. Most people just ghost me, but you are just a great woman, and I appreciate you not just ghosting me. So hey, Bia, welcome to the chat. Listen, we are reviewing Survival of the Thickest, episodes 1 and 2. I was telling the chat earlier that we're going to do 1 through 4 here, and then we're going to do 4 through 8, the rest of the episodes 5 through 8, back on Prince Royer's Club and our private members. So you're one of the private members, so you'll be able to come up if you would like to finish off the conversation with this. So welcome in the building, Bia. Thank you. Y'all make sure you hit that like button. For those of you who are here, hit that like button as we continue on this conversation, okay? So, he hugs her and was like, thank you for your honesty. You just a good girl. Most people just, they ghost me. That's what he said. And so if you don't know what ghosting is, it's pretty much when you talking to a person or you sleep with a person and they just like cut you off. Like you don't hear nothing after all of that. That was just it. So he was very appreciative that Mavis was thoughtful enough to let him know that she really wasn't interested. It was just a one night stand. Okay. So he goes on about his business. Okay. And his name was Camden. That was his name. Camden. Okay. So he took it well. He goes on about his business. So now we go into the next scene. Khalil comes over. He comes over. I don't know why I keep calling him Khalil. Khalil comes over and, he's like, Mavis, what are you doing? Today's your interview. You need to get up. You need to get to going. And Mavis like, I need to reschedule. I'm not feeling it. I had a one night stand. I'm drunk and Well, she's hungover and I just don't feel like I need to be there. And Khalil is like, this is what I love about Mavis's friends. We are just dealing with Khalil now, but we'll get to Marley in just a moment. Khalil is like supportive all the way there. He didn't let Mavis ride on this, train of pity and not wanting to do nothing with her life. He like, no, Mavis, you got to get up. You got life to do. You got stuff to move on to. So, he convinces Mavis. He's like, listen, how many truth time? It was truth serum time. How many Mondays have you gone to work and you were still hungover? She said, how many Mondays is in a year? So pretty much every Monday in a year, she goes to work hungover. So if you can go to work hungover on a Monday, you can bring your hips on in and let's go. Like, come on, let's go. We got this. We can do this, okay? So Mavis, she gets up, she gets prepared for the interview, she's slapping her outline on, she slaps her dress on, and she gets to going, okay? And this is someone she's always wanted to work with. Sydney is that girl. She's a director of big photo shoots. So she's super excited, okay? So she's in the interview. She gets to the office. She's talking to the director, Sydney. And while at the meeting, Sydney's like, I love your designs. You're a great artist. I believe that you and Khalil are going, or excuse me, you and Jacques are going to work well together. And Mavis is like, like, pump the brakes. Working with Jacques, I just broke up with Jacques is in her mind. So she's like, working together with Jacques. And so then Jacques walks into the office, into the meeting, and he's like, hey, Mavis, like, this is going to be great. And Mavis is like, no, I'm not having it. I'm not doing this. We cannot work together. Like, this because of the personal issues, no professionalism is going to happen here. So Mavis is like, I'm sorry. I really thank you for the opportunity, Sydney, but I just can't do this. And Sydney's like, well, did I miss something? And she's like, this is just not going to work. And so she forgot her iPad and she goes back and she was like, are you sure? Like, I know you'll have to pick, but is it going to be him? Yes, it's going to be him. She's like, okay, thank you for your time. Have a good day. So she takes her iPad, she goes out, and Jacques goes running behind her. Now, Jacques knows that he's messed up. You done cheated on this girl. You got her this interview at your job, but then you still want to work with her. Like, how do you expect this chick to work with you after you've cheated on her? Especially, and not only did you cheat on her, and I'm not trying to skinny shame or fat shame or anything like that, but you cheated on her with the girl that is 5 times smaller than who she is. Talk about a confidence issue. Like, that would shoot my confidence all the way down too. So I completely understand where Mavis was coming from. And personally, I probably would have got up and left too, because there would have been no professionalism in that office. Every moment that I had an opportunity, I would have been beating and slapping the mess out of Jacques for the decision that he made to cheat on me with some random hoe, and I've been with you for 5 years. It was just completely out of pocket, completely out of line, okay? So as Mavis is walking out, Jacques comes running behind her after the meeting, and Mavis is like, hell no. We are not working together. I've made it this far. I don't need you. Like, I don't need you. And he's like, Mavis, this is a great opportunity. You don't walk out on your future. And she was like, there will be a future without you, pretty much. She can do bad all by herself. And so the title of this episode was keep your plants watered, bitch. Okay. And she said she gonna keep watering her plants and keep on pressing forward. And that was the end of episode 1. So, to me, I took so much from episode 1 because we were able to see a strength in Mavis as a character that I don't know how long it would have taken to see had Jacques not cheated on her, because I realized that she had made this whole world, with her and Jacques, and everything revolved around Jacques. So now Mavis is finally having to kind of grow up, be independent, and do things on her own. So I love that Mavis was able to come out of that relationship, because a lot of times when we come out of relationships, we're so stuck in what we have been in that it's hard to push past that wall to continue pressing forward towards our goals, towards our dreams, towards what we want, not what our relationship wants. And so Mavis was able to push through and have her way and really believe in herself and say, I can do this. I don't need you. I can do bad all by myself, okay? So she strutted out in her outfit, and Mavis did the damn thing. So shout out to you, Mavis, for this episode 1, honey. You did it. You were able to walk away from this man. You didn't let him hold the past over your head. You didn't let him hold your career over your head, because that's what he was trying to do to me personally. He was trying to hold her career over her head to make it seem like you're not going to be anybody without me, pretty much is what I took from it. And Mavis said, the devil is a lie. I am somebody, and I'm about to show you who I am, okay? So that was episode 1 of Survival of the Thickest, y'all. So as we move into episode two is Be a Boss bitch, okay? So I love these titles of the episodes. The titles are like words of advice to you almost, or like little positive affirmations, because the first one was keep your plants watered, bitch. You got to keep your own. And ooh, y'all, that just spoke to my spirit. Okay, you have to make sure that you're keeping yourself in the groove and in the move of life, that you don't get caught up in the relationship, that you forget to water your own self. Oh my gosh, y'all, this just totally spoke to me. That is facts. Because she was so wrapped up in this relationship, she kind of lost herself, okay? And so now that she has fallen out of this relationship, she has no choice but to water herself, water her ideas, water her emotions, so that she can grow and become this individual on her own that she dreams to be, okay? So, wow, I love this. Okay, now. All right, girl. You teaching me something up in here now. I'm learning a little something. I appreciate this. I truly appreciate this, Michelle. You did that, honey, with the episode titles, okay? So going into episode 2, let's see. Mavis goes to the convention. To the convention. Mavis goes to the convenience store to get some snacks, y'all. So she has a convenience store right below her building, okay? And so she forgot her card. And so the attendant at the desk, was flirting with her. And so she started flirting with him. And because she left her card, he was like, no worries, everything is on the house, okay? So if you are watching this show, we need to remember this guy, the gentleman from the store, okay? If you're not watching, remember the gentleman from the store, the convenience store, okay? She gets her items for free and she goes on home to go back to her apartment, okay? So Mavis's BFF Marley. This is when we get into her other BFF. So episode 1, we met Khalil. That was her male BFF. Marley is her female BFF. Marley is a boss, y'all. She a boss ass bitch. Excuse my language, but that's just the energy that she gives. She's a boss. She works in corporate America. She's over all of the white people. She tell the white men what to do, and she loves it. She gets energy from telling the white people what to do and making sure they do it. So that is the energy Mavis gave. When I was first watching the show, I thought Mavis was her mom, because Mavis gives mom energy. She gives like, I'm here to make sure you're good. I'm here to check on you to make sure that my friend is okay, right? So Mavis sorry y'all. Mavis goes back up to her apartment and she begins to express to Marley, I'm here, I'm left my boyfriend, I'm just trying to figure out life and figure out where to go from here, right? Sorry. So she's trying to figure out her life. Sorry, y'all, I got a lot of stuff going on the side. So Mavis is like, this is your apartment, girl. Like, this is your new place. This is your new roommate. Marley ends up sending Mavis $500. She's like, girl, here's $500. Do you need more? Like, and Mavis is like, yes, I do, but girl, we're good. So, she said, Marley says, I'm so proud of you. One thing I noticed is that you out here doing it on your own, on your own dime. And I don't see no cheating man, here taking advantage of you. And that's what was Marley's thing. She was proud. And I'm proud that Mavis was able to get out of the situation that she was in. Because y'all, have you ever been with a baller shot caller, like living that glam best life, and then he cheats on you? How many people gonna actually leave out and figure it out on their own? Not many. I mean, heck, I may not even do it because I like to be taken care of. But, Mavis was really, trying to make a name for herself. And she did not want to be in a situation where she stuck with a man who provided this big lifestyle for her, but still cheated on her and then possibly eventually left her with nothing. So, Marley is like, girl, we're gonna get together. And so they go to Mavis's room and they made a vision board. And the vision board was just like everything that Mavis wants to do. She wants to be a fashion designer. She wants to be an icon in the fashion world. She wants 100,000 followers. She wants to be this big fashion girl. And so I thought it was very beautiful that Marley came over to do the vision board with her best friend to encourage Mavis to keep going, keep pressing forward. This is not the end of your journey. And that's what friends are for. Real friends, they're going to come and tell you the truth, and then they're going to help you push towards your vision, your dream, your passion, and your goals, okay? So Mavis is still getting notifications from Jacques, his Instagram, his Facebook, his social media about what he's doing and how he's doing it. And so she gets a notification about a party that he's throwing. Mavis and Jacques used to throw these parties. They were called hampaigns, and it was ham and champagne. Disgusting to me, but whatever. So Mavis was like, Marley was like, girl, I know you're not still getting notifications off of Jacques. Like, let that man go. She was like, well, I started these ham champagne parties. I just like, I can't believe he's doing it without me. Can you call your ex-man? I know he still goes, your ex-husband, I know he still goes to the parties. I just want to know what's going on. And Marley was like, I'm not calling my ex-husband to find out what your ex-boyfriend is doing. And that's what I love. Like, Marley was that friend, like, I'm gonna check you, girl, because you sound stupid right about now. But she was still supportive in everything that Mavis did. Okay, so Marley was like, forget about it. You need to move on. We need to create our new own traditions, and keep things pressing in a good direction. Okay. So Mavis and Khalil meet up at the drag queen show. And this is where Mavis kind of does a little part-time work. She helps dresses the girls, gets them prepared for the show, and so she has a really close friend there named Peppermint. Peppermint is one of the queens, who comes and performs. And so Peppermint says, girl, Desperado is all over you. You desperate for a job. And I think I have a position for you, okay? I think I have a styling gig for you. So Mavis, takes the styling gig from Peppermint. So Mavis goes down into New York. And so she has to sign an NDA to go meet this individual who she will be styling, okay? Now, first of all, I loved who ended up being the individual that she was styling. It was Garcelle, y'all. We love Garcelle. We all know Garcelle from the Jamie Foxx show. We know Garcelle from Beverly Hills now. We know Garcelle from her movies and everything that she's done. So I love that they brought Garcelle in to be a part of this show. I was like, oh, look at Garcelle. So Mavis, had to sign an NDA. And before meeting with the celebrity client, which her name was Natasha is like a supermodel from back in the 90s. And so that is what Mavis ended up finding out. She was like, oh my God, Natasha, the model from the 90s? And her assistant is like, no, Natasha, the model of today. So one thing that I noticed about Natasha was very insecure with her body, with the way she looks, the way she has aged. And I just thought it was so very relevant to what we have going on with today. We've had that conversation over on Diva's channel. Those of you who don't know, Chronicles of the Gray-Haired Diva, go subscribe to her YouTube channel. Over there on Trending Topics, we talked about, who was that we talked about? Oh man, her name is slipping my mind. Madonna. We talked about Madonna. And Madonna, she has had issues with aging and having all these surgeries, and I think personally that the medical issues that she's having today has a lot to do with the surgical procedures that she has done, okay? So we see all the girls out here doing the surgical procedures. Unfortunately, God rest her soul, we lost Jackie O to a surgical procedure. So I really thought that this show was on time with the times that we are in, speaking about our body and loving ourselves and not body shaming, okay? So Natasha, goes in, and she meets Mavis. And she's like, I thought I asked for a stylist, not a mouse. Because Mavis is literally dressed like Minnie Mouse from, back in the day. It was a very cute outfit, very put together. I just don't, I think it was a little too childish the way she showed up. It was giving childish for the first time meet, okay? So Natasha's like, I don't know what to do with this. And Mavis was like, well, first of all, I'm Mavis. I'm so glad to meet you. I've been a fan of you for forever. I dressed up for you. I dressed up like you in the 8th grade. Is that a bad thing? And Mavis is just like super excited, but what's her name? Sorry. Natasha is confused as hell. She is like, who is this girl? Why is she here? And what fashion sense can she bring to me that, I don't already know, right? So we kind of move into another scene. We move into Khalil. Now, Khalil is an artist. He has an art studio. He teaches art. And so Camille meets a young lady in the show. And her name was India. India was there painting, just kind of relieving, having a good time. And so, they find attraction towards one another, okay? And so they started talking. And so she said, painting is a relaxing thing for me. This is what I come to do just to ease my mind, to get my mind off of things. He said, well, I do other things to get my mind off of things. Well, they end up having sex, y'all. So they end up at his place, getting it on, doing their thing, right? Okay. So we jump back to Mavis and Natasha. So Mavis is still trying to attempt to convince, excuse me, she's still trying to attempt to convince the model from the 90s, Natasha, that she's the one that she needs to pick. So she shows Natasha her flip book and photo book, and Natasha's like, okay, whatever. Natasha's main thing was, I'll hire you if you can get me into this corset with the outfit. And so she goes, pulls out this corset, and so she's trying to squeeze herself into this corset. And so Mavis is like, I, really didn't want to dress you like this. I want to dress you to love the clothes that you're in. I want to dress you to feel comfortable in what you're wearing. I don't want to dress you to snatch you into something and then, put you into what I want. I want you in your natural body with what I put on you because it is going to look marvelous. And so Natasha was like, that's a negative. We're not doing that. Well, so Natasha's argument, excuse me, I hate that I get the names mixed up. Mavis's argument was, well, the only way that I'm going to work with you is if it's not with the corset. If you want me to work with you with the corset, I'm not doing it. You can find somebody else. So Natasha walks out the room, right? And so her assistant walks in and he says, you got the job. Don't F it up. And so Mavis is like, oh my God, she just walked out. I didn't think I got the job. So he gives her the credit card, sends her on her way. She's like, well, what's the event? She doesn't even know what the event is. Okay. So Mavis is out, shopping, doing her thing, trying to get the clothes together. As she's shopping, she calls up Marley. Marley, girl, my BFF, you ain't gonna believe this, girl. I got a job. And so Marley is like, yes, girl, that's what you do. That's what we do. And that's one thing that I love about this show. They really show the support of those core friends. And in real life, we have, well, I'll speak for me, I have support from my real friends. Like when I'm going through something or, when I need an uplifting word, my real friends help me through those time periods. Okay. So, she's like, we're going to celebrate when I get off work, girl. Let me call you later. Okay. So this is when we see that Natasha works in white corporate America. She's running them in. She's like, we gonna do the thing. And so at first she was joking around. I gotta tell this. At first she was joking around with Marley. She was like, girl, you got a job. We're at a strip club. We're gonna get some wings from the joint when I get there, because I love the wings. So when she gets off, she says to one of her coworkers, she was like, Bob, don't act like you don't like the flats over at the strip joint, gather them together. So I thought that was really cute and funny too. So Mavis runs, she's out shopping. Oh, I skipped the scene. Sorry. So Khalil and his friend, they just finished up, she expresses to him, she had a great time, and he's like, I had a good time too, we should hang out sometime. And she perceived Khalil as, excuse my language, a fuck boy. And a fuck boy is somebody that you just kind of screw him, you go on about your way and move on. And she was like, I enjoyed our time, but you're not giving me relationship vibes. You got a dining room table with one chair. You don't have a couch. You got two champagne glasses, but then you have one coffee mug, which tells me that you sleep with girls at night and then you have coffee by yourself in the morning. You don't have breakfast with them. So, she kind of, put a little clutch in his pearls. He's like, oh, I'm a fuck boy. Like, you don't see me being the guy that you can get together with and create something real. So, they move on from that scene because she leaves and Khalil is like laying on the bed, like stuck, confused, like, what? Like, I just gave you some bomb ass dick. I gave you a great time, and this, like, you just turn away from me and walk off. So Mavis, is still out shopping. And so she runs into the gentleman from the first photo shoot. And he tries to clown her and like, oh, Mavis, I see you're out in the streets. I heard you and Jock broke up. I heard that you had an interview, but you walked out of the interview because you had to work with Jock. But me and Jock work very well together, so it worked out for the best. And so she's like, I don't need him. I got a job. I'm working with Natasha, the model. And she's like, oh, don't tell him that I signed an NDA. So it's just like she has these moments like in real life where we're confident in what we're doing, but then we bump into that one person that always said we weren't going to make it or we weren't going to do well, and we gotta like let them know, I'm doing it, I'm doing what I need to do, I'm making it out here in this world, but don't tell nobody this is who I'm working with. So I thought it was really, really funny, really cute how that ended up turning out, right? So y'all make sure you're hitting the like button on this video. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. We are reviewing the Netflix series Surviving the Thickest, y'all. I have really enjoyed this show. We're reviewing episodes 1 and 2 right now. Next, we'll review episodes 3 and 4, and then we will do 5, 6, 7, and 8 in Prince Warriors Club, my private membership, if all goes well so far, okay? So, Mavis and Marley and Khalil, they all meet up at the end of the day to, have their little drink and their celebration for Mavis's new job, okay? And so they're at Mavis's place, okay? And so Mavis decides to make her champagne with the ham and the champagne. And the friends is like, oh my God, here we go. Like, why you can't let this go? We don't want to eat this. We don't want to taste this. This is disgusting. They not here for it. Mavis gets, she's like, y'all, I just want to celebrate, and they eventually was like, let's order a pizza, let's have real drinks, and let's celebrate this actual moment because they are proud that Mavis has literally picked up one life of what she had, and left it, settled into another life. She's got a job, she's figuring things out. She's got a place to live. She's really doing that thing of surviving because literally it is about survival. And for some people, like when you're a bigger person, and I'm speaking from a personal experience, when you're a bigger person and you see all the like fit, skinny, healthy people, quote unquote healthy people out in the world kind of doing their thing and surviving and making it happen, you kind of get insecure. You're like, am I doing all that I can do? Is it enough? Will it ever be enough? And I love the fact that Mavis, she literally picked up her life and just pressed forward. She pressed forward. She made the decision. I'm not going to let this cheating man, define who I am. So, Mavis gets to Natasha's house with the new dress and that Mavis designed. And so Natasha's trying on the dress. And, because the dress was not immediately zipping up, Natasha's like, no, we need the corset. So, they wiggle over as Mavis is still trying to zip up the dress. They wiggle over to the cabinet to get the corset out. And before she could even put the corset on, Mavis gets the dress zipped up, and come to find out, guess what? Natasha is comfortable in the dress. She really felt in love with the dress. She didn't say those things, but you could tell, after she looked in the mirror and she sat up, she was like, okay, I like it. Let's move on. So, Latasha moves on, and so they're getting in the car and they're pulling off to go to the event that Natasha has planned, okay? Well, once they get to the event, Natasha gets out the car, and Mavis is just like super excited. She's super happy. This is her first big time event. Well, little does she know, she pulling up to a funeral. She is pulling up to the funeral of Natasha's ex-husband who married another woman, right? And so Natasha comes to give her final respects. And y'all, this dress was like drop dead gorgeous, y'all. I'm gonna try to see if I can find the dress that she designed for Natasha. Let's see, because that dress was everything, honey. Here it is. I'm gonna pull it up for us, y'all. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. Here it is. Here we go. This dress was everything. Boom. Beautiful. Look at Garcelle. Beautiful. Walking down the aisle in this beautiful green dress with this black bob wig, honey, just bobbing, doing exactly what it's supposed to do with these leather black gloves. I mean, this dress was everything. Mavis put this together so beautifully, so effortlessly. It was just so cute. So, she gets into there, and Mavis is like, no, I don't feel comfortable doing this. I did not make this dress for you to show up to your ex-husband funeral and show your behind. Like, I thought this was a fashion event. And she's like, listen, Mavis, I need this. This is the first time that I have put on a dress and I actually feel good in the skin that I'm in. I don't have on a corset. I don't have on a girdle. Like, I feel good. So Mavis is like, well, okay. So she's like, are you going to take these pictures of me walking down the aisle or not? So Mavis takes the phone and she takes the pictures of Natasha strutting down the center aisleway of the funeral, y'all. It was everything. Natasha was serving, she was giving, and the people was loving it, okay? So she fancies up onto the stage and she looks at the casket, and Natasha, says, this is my ex-husband. She pays her respects. And so she said, this is my ex-husband. I never thought it would be like this, but here we are. He divorced me to get with this woman down here, this skinny slut, and so, when he first got with me, he said, I had beautiful long legs and he was going to do something with me. And I thought he just wanted to sleep with me. And I was a slut too. So I said, well, hey, let's get it on. But he meant, modeling. And so he opened her up to the modeling world. He gave her the career that he had. Well, then he let her turned around and, cheated on her and left her for another woman. And so the other woman, was sitting down there on the front row, crying and, whatever. And so she says, they say that the pharaohs, after they pass away in the afterlife, they buried them with their prized possessions so that they can, have those things in their afterlife. Well, if that's true, I have a prized possession that I know my ex-husband would want to take with him. Natasha, please come to the stage with my purse. So, excuse me, Mavis, please come to the stage with my purse. So Mavis comes to the stage, and as Mavis walks up on the stage, she's like, sorry, everyone, here I am, here. She gives the purse to Natasha. Natasha opens up the purse, y'all. Y'all ain't ready for this. Can y'all imagine what she pulled out the purse? What do y'all think she pulled out of her purse? I'll give you just a second just to think about it. If you're in the chat and you've been watching, if you haven't been watching, tell me what you think she pulled out of her purse, okay? Y'all, she took a moment, opened up her purse, and pulled out a strap-on dildo. The funeral gasped. She took it out, threw it in the casket, and said, rest in peace, mother. And walked off the stage strutting, okay? The wife, at the moment, she just, just had a moment. The whole funeral went up in arms. They was just shocked that Mother Natasha came through with the dildo, slapped it in the casket, and walked strutting out, okay? So they go back to the car. Natasha's crying. She's having her emotional moment, okay? So Khalil and his new boo, he's obsessed with, he is like, I bought a couch at the art studio. And she's like, okay, you bought a couch. What's that supposed to mean? I already told you, you're giving me fuckboy vibes. I'm cool with that. The sex was great. That's cool. We can continue that. But Khalil is like really interested in her. So he had to play it off like, oh, girl, I was just showing you, this is what we do. I'm just making casual conversation. Hey, such and such, I got a new couch in my living room. And she looks at him like, whatever. So I love how he tried to play it off like, he didn't really enjoy, didn't really want to tell her that he bought the couch for her. So I thought that was a really cute moment. And so, it kind of broke Khalil's heart because he's interested in this girl, but he doesn't know exactly what she's going through. So he doesn't know exactly what angle to come from as well at the same time. Okay. So Natasha, they're in the car. And so, Peppermint was at the funeral as well. Well, Peppermint comes running over to the car, she knocking on the door. Hello, anybody there? Hello? You are gone. You have broke the internet, Natasha. You are going viral. People are on the Instagram talking about the moment that Natasha snatched the dildo out of her purse and threw it in the casket. And it has gone viral all over the internet. She runs out of the car and she's giving the people her moment because Peppermint is on Instagram Live. And it's like 10,000 people on the live. So she is just like, yes, people, I did it. I'm here. I'm never going away. I'm here to stay. Natasha is just giving them the moment. Mavis is like, no, I didn't want my dress to go viral like this. Like, this is not the moment. But, you got to take your wins however you can get them, wherever you can get them, because you never know who's going to see that win and want you for their moment of their win. Okay. So Mavis had to realize, at that moment when she went back out with Khalil and Marley, she realized that in that moment, she did not want to end up bitter like Natasha. Later on down the road, going to Jock's funeral and telling his deepest, darkest secrets to the world. She just didn't want to end up like that. And she wants to move on. She wants to forgive and move on from what Jock did to her and the way he treated her, y'all. So that was the end of episode 2. This is the review of Survival of the Thickest, episodes 1 and 2, y'all. This is a really, really good show. I enjoyed this so much, y'all. I cannot wait to finish the rest of this show as a review. I have actually finished watching this show. So if you're not watching the show, make sure you go on over to Netflix, type in the search engine Survival of the Thickest, catch up on episodes 1 and 2 if you haven't watched, and then go ahead and watch episodes 3 and 4. I will drop in advance what date we'll be reviewing that. That way you can go back and review it and catch the show. But y'all, I truly, truly enjoyed Survival of the Thickest. This was an amazing cast, an amazing show, amazing writers. They did just a great job of really showing surviving life traumas as a thick girl and as a thick person, but not just as a thick person, but as also a regular person too, because, Khalil, he's a skinny guy. Tasha is, a pretty fit girl, pretty fit woman. So it was just a nice survival of it all. But, also she had her roommate Jade that was a thick girl too. So we're surviving. We're pushing through. We're trying to figure out this life as a single girl in this world, who has lost her way and she's watering her way back to life. Okay. So y'all hit the like button on this video. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. I truly enjoyed this review. I want y'all to join this review with me next time. We'll probably do it maybe Wednesday, if not Wednesday. I don't know. I don't know if I want to wait a whole week to do it. Give me a moment. I'll let you know when we're going to come back for episodes 3 and 4. But y'all make sure y'all check out this show, Survival of the Thickest. Yeah, Survival of the Thickest. Make sure you check out my channel, Royer's World. If this is your first time, welcome. If not, I'm so glad that you decided to join me again. Hit the like button on this video. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to my channel. I totally appreciate you guys being here with me. Remember, Survival of the Thickest on Netflix. We just reviewed episodes 1 and 2. Next up are episodes 3 and 4, okay? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for the love and support. And like I said, if all continues to go well, we're going to review 1 through 4 here. And then I'm going to do 4 through 8 on my members only Prince Royers Club. That is my members only. It's $2.99 a month. So y'all go and join my members only club. Hey, Deborah Davis, thank you for dropping in. Make sure y'all go join my members only for $2.99 a month, and we'll review the last 4 episodes of Survival of the Thickest back there, and I'll bring everyone in on the conversation so that we can have some real talks, because some real stuff goes on going forward in the show, and I want to have a little deeper conversation with you guys so that we can talk about it. Well, if there's nothing else, thank you so much for joining me today on this Saturday. I love y'all so much. Y'all go over to Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva at 3:30. She is starting book club with our book. Hold on one second. I'm going to show you our book that we're working on. Book club at 3:30. Jay Shetty, 8 Rules of Love, how to find it, how to keep it, how to let it go. Join us over there at Divas at 3:30 this afternoon as we review chapter 5 of this book. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Check out Roy Ayers Corner. Check out my other lives that I have on here. If you have any thoughts and ideas of anything that you would like me to review, leave it down in the comment section so I can go and watch it. Or if I already watched it, I can start reviewing it, okay? If you're not a member, like I said, check out Prince Royers Club, $2.99 a month. I appreciate the love and support. Also, check out Cooking with Royer, Cooking with Prince Royer. I'm going to release another video here soon, so y'all be on the lookout for that as well, okay? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And hopefully next time I come back up here, something is done with this head because I'm tired of it, okay? But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'll catch y'all next time in Royers, Prince Royer's world, in Royer's world, and all of me, Royer. Love y'all. See y'all at 3:30 for the 8 Rules of Love. Bye.
Royals